They say that big things come in small packages, and this game about a cucumber trying to pull off an art heist is definitely one of those things. Hey everybody, welcome back to Play Game HQ. I'm Daniel, and this is Kaiser Cucumber in the Gangs of Mechanical Corners. It's designed by Seppi Yoon, and it's on Kickstarter now from Fight in a Box. We'll leave a link below to where you can find this during the Kickstarter and after the Kickstarter ends. In this game, you are a mastermind who is trying to send out your agents to perform an art heist at the local art museum that has just gotten a large shipment of very valuable art, and the Bunny Bobbies are trying to stop you from doing that. This is a game that involves some social deduction, and involves a lot of strategy, and it has a lot of puzzle in a very small package. Now, this is the prototype of the deluxe version. So this is acrylic tiles. The main version of the game, the retail version of the game, is going to be cards. So it is this number of tiles, but it'll be cards. So it's going to come in a box about this big, about that tall. Very portable, very easy to learn and to play, but there is a ton of strategy and a lot of puzzle in this game. You are going to get a mastermind at the beginning of each game. It's going to have a special ability that you can reveal and use once per game. It's also going to tell you how you score. So using your special ability also means that you have to reveal your scoring objectives, and that's going to give other players some information on you. So that's a strategic decision of when you want to use that ability, not only for the ability itself, but also because you're giving information to other players. Now, you're going to score based on where different colored tiles are at the end of the game, whether they've been captured, whether they've gotten away, or whether they've been sent back to the deck. And at 4 players, everyone is going to score for everything, or every color is going to score for something. But at fewer than 4 players, there are colors that aren't going to score for being captured or for being chased away. So at lower player counts, there is actually a higher level of deduction in the game, and it almost has the feel of like a veiled fate light, where as you're trying to make decisions, if you can't do something that directly benefits you, you need to figure out who's playing which character, so that you can try to do things that aren't going to directly benefit your opponent if possible. Sometimes you are going to help them out, and sometimes you're going to end up hurting yourself just because you don't have any other choice. But as you figure out, as the game goes on, you start to figure out what the other players are going for, and you're able to make decisions that, again, just benefit nobody instead of giving points to the other player. So the game is played over 3 rounds. In the first round, you're going to start out with 1 Bunny Bobby, and then you are going to have more added to the game as the game goes on. This fully resets. Everyone is going to go away, and you're going to start with some number of police officers on the board, and you're going to play tiles adjacent to the police officers, adjacent to the Bunny Bobbies. Everyone is going to take turn placing their tiles. Once all the tiles are placed, you're going to resolve the end of the round. So what I have set up here is the end of the first round. Everyone has played their tiles, and we are now ready to resolve the end of the first round. Now, as you're playing the tiles, the different characters do have different abilities that they can use. If you play a tile face up, you get to use the ability. If you play it face down, you don't get to use the ability. This character allows you to take 1 tile and place it on top of an adjacent tile. This one lets you rotate a tile. This one lets you swap the position of 2 cards. And the owl here lets you flip a tile. Now, the rat doesn't have an ability when you play it, but if it is around after the other tiles have been scared off, and it is pointing at a tile that is still on the board, it's going to rat out that tile. That tile is going to get caught by the police, and it's going to go in the caught pile at the end of the round. So we're going to resolve the end of the first round, and that should help things make more sense so you understand the deduction and how things are going to score, and then we'll explain exactly how things do end up scoring. So at the end of the round, the first thing that happens is the Bunny Bobbies scare off anybody that they're pointing at. So this one is pointing at the 4 different corners. So these right here, and if there's a stack, the top tile determines what happens to it. So these 4 tiles and stacks of tiles are going to get scared off back to the deck. Any tile that is being pointed at by a Bunny Bobby gets run off back to the deck. So we're going to put these back in the deck, and they will get shuffled back in and dealt out during the next round. Once those cards have been chased off, then the rat is going to rat out anyone that they're pointing at. So it's pointing at this stack. It's going to rat out this stack to the police. Once those cards have been ratted out, anyone that is face up is also going to be captured by the police. They're out in the open. There's a spotlight on them. They're captured by the police. They also go to the captured pile. So all of these are going to end up going to the captured pile. Now, let's say, just for demonstration, that this guy here was face down instead of face up. Once everyone has been captured, you're left with only face down tiles if there's any tiles left. The face down tiles, they were able to hide and they get away scot-free. So they go in the scoring pile, but they go in a separate scoring pile face down because they have escaped. At the end of the game, it's very important where those are, whether they're face up or face down. And then at the end of the round, you're going to deal out more tiles. You're going to shuffle those into the deck. You're going to deal out more tiles or more cards. And I know I am swapping back and forth between tiles and cards. I'm very sorry. The base game is cards. This version is tile, and it's just, my brain is just having a hard time with that. So whether I say tiles or cards, I mean the same thing. So you're going to shuffle all of the cards. You're going to deal out 3 more. And then the next first player, this stack of bunny bobbies, is going to get passed to the next player, and they're going to choose one to use on the next round. It's going to go adjacent to the existing one. It can go anywhere. It can be placed in any direction. And this one can be flipped over. You get to set up the board however you want with the tiles that you're choosing. So this one we now have pointing at the corners, and then these 3 spaces are also available to be chased off, or those will also be chased off by the bunny bobbies. The second round is going to play out the same way. You're going to play your cards adjacent to the bunny bobbies, again, diagonal or orthogonally, and then you're going to resolve it the same way. Anyone that has an arrow pointing at them is going to be run off. Anyone that has a rat pointing at them at that point is going to be ratted out. Any remaining face-up tiles will go in the captured pile, and any face-down tiles are going to go in the got away scot-free pile. And then on the third round, you're going to set it up. You're going to add 1 more tile, so maybe we want to add this one right there. So there is some overlap. We're going to add this one, or maybe we do that so that we extend the board a little bit. So as you play, the board gets bigger and bigger and bigger. You have more things that you can do. There is a lot more strategy to where you place your cards, and it opens up more options for what you can do. So let's say, just for kicks, at the end of the round, or at the end of the game, these have gotten away scot-free. These have all been captured. Let's put a few more in the captured pile. So we just randomly kind of ended the game there. And then we have our draw pile that is still remaining here. When the game ends, everyone is going to reveal their character or their mastermind card if they haven't, and that is going to show how different players are going to score. So we're just going to use Kaiser Cucumber here as an example, but everyone scores the same way. They're just going for different things. On the left side of your mastermind card, that shows which tiles you score for based on which position they're in. So at the top, you have your characters that got away scot-free. So Kaiser Cucumber is going to score 2 points for any green cards that got away scot-free. So in this game, we didn't have a lot get away scot-free. Again, we did this kind of randomly. You may have a lot get away, or you may have just a few get away. But for Kaiser Cucumber, the green tile is going to score 2 points for getting away scot-free. The yellow tile would go to the Sovereign of Tea, and the red tile would go to Prime Wellington. And Tila Truvosa doesn't have any, there's no blue tiles in the got away scot-free, so Tila Truvosa is not going to score anything for that. Then you're going to check the captured pile, and Kaiser Cucumber is going to score for blue tiles that were captured, or blue cards that were captured. And they're going to score 1 point for those that were captured. So lots of blue cards are captured, so they get all of those. The green cards are going to go to the Sovereign of Tea, and the red cards are going to go to Tila Truvosa. And again, the captured cards are going to score 1 point for their matching color that was captured. The got away cards are going to score 2 points for the matching color that was captured. And then you're going to check the rest of the deck and see how many cards are left in the deck. So for Kaiser Cucumber, they want red and yellow cards left in the deck. And whoever has the most of their combination of cards is going to score 3 points. Everyone doesn't score 3 points. It's just whoever has the most or tied for the most of their color in the deck. So in this case, we have 4 red cards and 5 yellow cards. 4 red cards and 5 yellow cards left in the deck. That is definitely going to win the most of that color left in the deck because there's only a few other colors left. So Kaiser Cucumber would score 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points. Again, 2 points for each color matching who they want to get away scot-free, 1 point for each color matching their captured character, and then 3 points if you had the most of your 2 colors in the deck at the end of the game. So as the game goes on, again, you are trying to place things in a way strategically to get certain colors captured, to get certain colors away scot-free, and to send some back to the deck. There's just so much strategy and puzzle and where you place things. And again, trying to figure out what other players are trying to get. And at that lower player count, that becomes even more important. So hopefully you can see now that deduction side of it, where I'm trying to figure out if you are trying to score for blue. If we're playing a 2-player game and I'm pretty sure that you have Tila Truvosa and you are trying to score for blue, then I want to send blue back to the deck. Or if I'm Kaiser Cucumber, I at least want blue to get fully captured and not get away scot-free, because that's going to score me 1 point versus scoring you 2 points. So finding out what you can do with that, and if I'm pretty sure that you're Tila Truvosa and I can't do anything to benefit myself, maybe I want to let a red card get away scot-free. If I'm looking at stacking a card on top of another card, and I could stack a card on top of a red card or a blue card, I would want to stack it on top of a red card, because that's going to get someone away scot-free that's not going to benefit you. It doesn't benefit me directly, but again, I don't have an option during that turn maybe to benefit myself fully. It's a lot of puzzle in a very small, compact game. It's a box about this big. It'll fit in a backpack. It'll fit in a purse. It has a pretty low table presence, so it's something that you could play at a restaurant. It's something you could play on the go, but it also has enough game there to be a fun game night game. So that is Kaiser Cucumber and the Gangs of Mechanical Corners. We'll leave a link below to where you can find this. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later. Bye.